Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Alif Dedia, and today our group would like to present about safety accident for Seveso chemical explosion. First and foremost, I would like to present about project objective. The project objective is to provide a detailed and accurate account of the industrial accident for record keeping and analysis. Second objective is to facilitate a thorough investigation into the causes and contributing factor of the accident to prevent future occurrences. And the last objective is to ensure compliances with legal and regulatory requirements by documenting the accident and associated circumstances. What actually happened during the disaster is the disaster involved the release of toxic chemical from a chemical manufacturing plant on July 10, 1976. It's located at Seveso near Milan, Italy. The party or company that involved in the explosion is Mesa, which is chemical manufacturing plant that involved in chemical production of 2,4,5-trichlorphenol, which is an herbicide production. But due to some errors, the production create an unnecessary product. For the next part, I would like to present about the chemical event that occurred during the explosion. The first reaction that occurred is between 1,2,4,5-trichloroethylbenzene with sodium hydroxide that will produce 2,4,5-trichlorphenol, which is not dangerous to our environment, plant, and animals. But when it's exposed to high temperature, it will produce some unnecessary and dangerous products such as sodium hydroxide, ethylene glycol, and sodium trichlorphenate. But the most dangerous substances is 2378 tetrachlorobenzophenidioxide (TCCD), which is very dangerous to both environment and humans.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Iskandar bin Daud and I will present about main cause to Seveso disaster. The main cause that contribute to Seveso disaster can divide into three. It is technical, organization, and operation. For the technical cause, the first one is runaway reaction. There was a problem with how chemicals were being mixed, causing an uncontrolled reaction. The second one is process control failure. It is poor monitoring emergency shutdown procedure and lack of comprehensive safety measure underscore critical lapse in managing chemical production process at the ICMESA plant. The second one is the cost from the organization. The first one is lack of safety measure. It is plant not have enough safety feature and system to prevent an accident. Next one is poor communication. Issues in sharing information between the plant, local authorities, and the public, causing confusion during the emergency. The next one is failure of safety culture. The company did not prioritize safety enough, and this affect how people appreciate their work. The last one is cost from the operation. For the operation, it can divide by two. The first one is inadequate risk assessment. The plant did not thoroughly evaluate the potential risk of its operation, missing potential danger. Next one is insufficient regulatory oversight. The plant did not follow the safety rule in its day-to-day operation. That's all from the main cause to the Seveso disaster. Thank you.
So right now I will present you about the consequence of Seveso disaster. For consequence for environment, in the short term, the land of Seveso and nearby community was contaminated by the cloud. Additionally, there was a brief compromise of the area drinking water source, which made the environmental and human health problem worse. For the long term, the effect of ecosystem health and soil fertility merge. And the second is the quality of air at Seveso taking long time to be reduced of toxic level. And lastly, the water source taking long time before it can be safe to drinking. Next, we move to consequence for animal. In the short term, after being exposed to toxic cloud, 20% of all animal in zone A die instantly. By the end of July, 3,300 animal, mostly chicken and rabbit, is dead. In order to keep this toxic out of the food chain, 18,000 animals have been killed at 1978. For the long term, human has been shown to be affected across multiple generations. And lastly, it's taking a few years to numbers of domestic and wild animals. After that, the consequence for the plant in the short term, it will affect the chlorophyll synthesis because the toxic discolorization of the leaf. And the long term, the cycle of nutrient and plant growth will be problem for a long time, and it will be reduce the capacity for population growth and regeneration plant. Lastly, the consequence for human in the short term, 600 individuals were removed from their home and 2,000 received the treatment for dioxin toxicity. In the long term, this substance will increase the number of health problems, which is immune system dysfunction, cancer, and effect on reproduction and development. So I will pass to next presentation.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faris bin Muhammad Razwan. My metric number MA20090. I will present about the effect after disaster, cleanup process, and law judgment. The first one, exposure to TCDD and infecting thousands of people. TCDD had profound and lasting effect on the health of thousands of people exposed to the toxic cloud. Second, 50 children have hospitalized with skin inflammation. The third one, mass excavation of surrounding area. Authority overtook the monumental task of large-scale evacuation, aiming to relocate residents to safe zone beyond the reach of the toxic plug. The lastly, over 3,300 animals would be found dead. Cleanup process. The first one, removal and disposal of contaminated soil. The second, monitoring and sampling. The third, waste management. And lastly, environmental restoration. Law judgment. 47.8 billion rushed for government commission to decontaminate the area. This substantial financial commitment is not merely number. It represents a resolute pledge to defy the environmental scale left by the released toxic substance, particularly notorious TCDD. The second, ICMESA would be compensate affected parties with up 20 billion. This financial commitment underscore a recognition of profound and enduring consequences of the toxic release, particularly exposed to TCDD, has affected individuals and communities. Lastly, ICMSA face legal action on both criminal and civil front. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Muhammad Mehdi bin Alwangnabi, and now I'd like to talk about the lesson. First is the importance of process safety management. The Seveso disaster underscores the significance of effective process safety management in chemical industry. Second is the community awareness and emergency planning. The Seveso incident underscores the importance of community awareness and the emergency planning. Third is the regulatory reform. The Seveso incident led to the regulatory change in Europe and globally. Last is the environmental concerns. The release of dioxin had several environmental impacts. For the industry improvement, first is the regulatory framework. Strengthen and enforce the regulatory framework for the chemical safety and the industry process. Second is the risk assessment and the management. Conduct through the risk assessment for industry facilities. Third is the process safety management (PSM), implement a comprehensive process safety management program. Fourth is the employee training and the involvement. Provide through training and employee on safety procedure and protocol. And for the conclusion, the Seveso dioxin pollution in Italy caused several environmental and health issues, including plant and animal deaths and diseases like cancer, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease. To prevent future leaks, the Italian government should implement strict regulation, enforce large fines on companies causing industrial disaster, and raise public awareness about the risks cited with diagnosing through information campaign. That's all from us. Thank you.